welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name's Jeanette, and welcome back to the second part of the 2016 reading. I thought I'd do it in two parts so that it would be easier to look at, really. Otherwise it's too long. But just a little recap on the last 6 months. So we're doing July 2016 through to December 2016, and it's still, the Hermit still applies as it's the overall energy for the year, which is all about your inner guidance, your inner wisdom, and letting that light, your inner light, shine out, really, so that you can be, you know, a light for others to follow, or, you know, for those who are just awakening and into this sort of self-awareness of self, looking for someone to look up to and follow. So it will be different for everybody. But basically, what I wanted to get across is that this year, which is year 9 in the cycle, is all about trusting your own inner wisdom, your own knowledge. It's okay to look outside of yourself for answers and guidance, and to others that are more knowledgeable than you, and that's fine. But any teacher really should be guiding you back to trusting your own intuition, and empowering you to, you know, listen to your own inner voice, really. Those that don't sorry, excuse me, I've still got this sore throat. Those who don't, then you need to question. Like I say, a reading, especially general readings, you know, don't give your power away to them. When it's a major life change that you're facing, you need to get a personal reading or some guidance, or to at least sit with yourself and you know, go in. Like I said, it's a year of reflection and going within. So it's the Virgo, this is Virgo as well. The Hermit is about analysing, I suppose, in a way, but not being perfectionist about it, and to find your path, to find your light. So, but I'll the last one was the teacher, what I pulled, but we'll pull a Caroline Mace archetype card to see which archetype is going to be dominant for July 2016 through to December 2016. And let's just see. Oh, that one wanted to come out. Jumped out. Oh, right. I'll explain what I've done here. So the first half of the year, the first 6 months, was the teacher, which married the Hermit. Lovely. You know, so I'll put that up there now because I need to put the other cards down. But the one that's just jumped out now is a blank, as you can see, a blank card. I put the blank card in there for a reason. So I feel Spirit is saying, fill in the blank, you know, just go quiet like the Hermit, go within and ask your own inner guidance in July, or just before July, what archetype is around you that you need to look at, because obviously it will be different for everybody. So, but definitely the first 6 months, it's the teacher and the student relationship. It's the learning and the knowing. But the other half of the year, it's a blank card. So fill in the blank. You do the work, basically, they're saying. So that's very interesting. Well, for me it is. Right, okay, so I'm going to use the same cards. What's the most important messages we need to know concerning July through to December 2016? What are the most important messages that we need to know concerning July through to December 2016? What's the most important messages that we need to know, be aware of, from July through to December 2016? Now, with the end of the other one, which was July, there was deception and control issues, so it'll be different for everybody as to what that's about. But Archangel Michael, the card was shield yourself, so need to protect yourself around that situation, and you'll know what that situation is. But yeah, it was control issues can be the codependent pattern. You're not trusting that person, or they're not trusting you, where it gets to the point that you're not living your life purpose. You're so focused on them and what they're doing and how it's affecting your life that you've got no energy to look into your own life purpose as to why you're here, and maybe a calling, something's calling you as well. And that was the first part of the year, was definitely all about looking at excuse me, soul heart businesses. So maybe getting a business up and going if you're being guided to do that, and that's why you need to go within to find that for yourself. So, but that's what the deception could be. Like I said, there's so many angles that you could look at it, and that could be you're being deceptive, so you've got to check yourself out first, always, because they're just mirroring back, where are you where's deception within you. And it could be you're lying to yourself about a situation, knowing you either don't want to be in that relationship or situation, but you're in it because you feel you've got no other choice. So, but there was the snake there, which is about using your wisdom, and there was the Justice card, which was balance in June, which is the energies that will be coming now into July. Or it could be, that somebody's being deceptive around you. But deception can be many ways. It doesn't have to be full-on negative, like betrayals and affairs and things like that, although it can be for some. It just depends, whether 2015 you've learnt from your experiences, you've gained knowledge and wisdom from it, and reflected and thought, well, how could I have done this differently? Were there red flags if you entered a relationship too soon? Was the red flags there and chose to ignore them? All that sort of thing, really, because what we're trying to do is break patterns, and I do feel year 9 is all about breaking patterns, and especially with the retrograde, because we've got 4, I think. Don't quote me on it. Like I said, I'm not an astrologer, so I think there's 4. So with this reading, the August and the December will be Virgo and Capricorn, so it'll be another 2. So it's all about slowing yourself down. So my advice is the setup phase plus the Mercury retrograde, and 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks afterwards, it definitely use your Hermit archetype and go within. And then this card, the blank card, could be different for both occasions, so you're going to have to trust yourself. It could be the saboteur, the child, all sorts of things, the victim, the prince, the princess, the queen, king. You've got to know yourself, really. But there's help with that, and I'm sure the monthlies will give us some more clarity as to what it is. Okay, for July, yeah, July we've got the Two of Swords. So after June, which was the Deception card and the Justice card, looks like there's protection. We're protecting our hearts in some way. So June, July, this is upright, so something's happened for us to protect our heart, and whatever went on in June, really. So, but these are energies, and it's there just to give you a heads up as to how you can't sometimes avoid things happening. It's more like the waves, you know. You either go in and bash against them, or you know, you go with the flow of what's happening around you, and it's there to strengthen you, or for you to, like I said, break that pattern, really. So July looks like two's about balance, having to balance something, and again it can be within your own mind, having to make a decision and not knowing what decision to make, because what comes after the two, you know, is the three, and the three was in the last 6 months, but it was reversed. But for some of you it will be having to make a decision, an important decision that involves your heart, that, you know, you're protecting on some level, because it might be you need to put the cat amongst the pigeons. In other words, you know, it's about challenge, isn't it? It's about and a lot of people are afraid of conflict, because maybe in the past when they've challenged somebody or challenged themselves on something, or especially with another person, then, you know, it's not ended up the way you want it to. So when a lot of people don't say things because of that, they don't want to rock the boat. But July looks like there's a decision to be made. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles for August in reverse, which is interesting, because I think August will be going into the Virgo retrograde, and the Pentacles, you know, represent the earth signs, really, and it's in reverse. It's, something that's wanting to, a project, or anything earthly, a house move, anything that's very grounded. The energies are there, they're there, but they're not being, what's the word, they're not being ignited, I suppose, but it's another word I was thinking of. It's not being able to get off the ground, probably because of what's happened in June and July. But this is to do with seeing concrete things, and working with concrete, earthly things. So this could be the retrograde again, and going back to January, which is when we've got a retrograde again, was the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and they're representing the earth sign. So these retrogrades in the earth sign, they have something to say this year. They really have something to say this year. So it's preparing for something, and preparing for a solid foundation, because this is a foundation card, and we've got to get this right. Otherwise you're building on a weak foundation again, and eventually you get the Tower card. You know, it will crumble, and something will happen, and the rug pulled under your feet again. So there's delays, so it will be about trusting those delays, like in January as well, to do with finances, anything that's concrete, finances, you know, that we use for the material world. our homes. I just sense a lot of people will be moving this year, or trying to move this year, trying to find the right home for them to be able to blossom and grow and put down roots. You know, people are wanting security and stability, and that's what I think that is. But there's a delay with the Mercury retrograde, but I'm sure the monthly, as I said before, will show that. So it will be a time of reflecting again. Then in September we have a lovely card, the Empress. So this is major arcana, whereas these are minor. So, you know, it's when they're minor, they're daily challenges that we have to face. And to have the Empress there upright, that's a lovely card for September. So September, we're going into the autumn. So if we've paid attention and have rode the waves, the Mercury retrograde waves, and reflected and done the work, then we're going to get abundance in September, and abundance in September represents harvest time. You know, everything, all your hard work will pay off. So the first half of the year, yeah, challenged in June, July, but if we get it right, as in we don't go down that path of fate again where our relationships are concerned, then we will get abundance. There will be abundance there, and we'll be working with the cycles, those 28-day cycles. So I don't know when the full moons are, but like I said, we'll have more. This is just an overall. So that's great for September. So October is the Sword of Truth month, and it's upright, so that's good. So people are definitely speaking their truth now in the situations that they're in with their partners, and wanting to move, you know, their lives forward with honesty, integrity, and not using the sword to cut, but seeing it from a eagle's point of view. Like I said, I didn't check, but I will do. I wrote an article on my webpage that is all about explaining how the eagle see things, and this is what this Sword of Truth is. It's about having a higher perspective, looking from the eagle's point of view downwards, and seeing what's happening in our situations from this view, and being in a place where we don't attack unless our lives are threatened, really. You know, you're not going to sweat the small stuff, only if your family members, or and that's where I explain how I see the film Silver Linings with Bradley Cooper, how I viewed that film, that gives you insight into how we need to handle our triggers when something happens, how we need to manage that. And yeah, it's a very good film. So in October, you know, we've worked through some of those issues. We've made our choice, our decision, and we're going through cycles, retrograde cycles, where we're learning, reflecting and learning, and we're getting there. October and November. Oh, there you go, another sword. So we've had the idea. We've had the idea in October, and you know, we're coming out with that message in November. So we're speaking up, because the pages are all about you know, action, as in something new developing, something, messages of truth, honesty. So I think towards the end of the year, you know, we're getting our thoughts right, they're aligning, and we're going to be able to have better relationships because of it, because we've done the honesty in October, which allows us to express what we feel or what we're thinking. So if it was reversed, you know, that can be harsh words, but it's not, it's upright. So there's a change of thinking there, a new perception. You are definitely coming, we're definitely coming from thinking differently, thinking from the higher self rather than the lower self. And right, and then December, we've got the Seven of Cups. So choices to be made in December, and from your new way of thinking in November. And also we've got the Capricorn retrograde again comes back in, I think on the 20th of December, but then you get your setup phase 2 weeks before. So choices, we'll be needing to make emotional choices in December. So whatever has been learnt via our relationships and what's gone on throughout the year, there will be choices to make. And if you've done the work on yourself, if you're aware and enlightened to what patterns have been playing around, which is the blank, you know, if you watch yourself, you'll be able to fill in the blank, you'll be able to know which one it is. So December, our choices. Just need a drink. But let's see what's underneath. Okay, we've got the Judgment card, which is the overall unconscious energy. So we have the Judgment card here. In this set, it's called Karma. So, you know, like I said, if we're aware and we work with the energies as best we can, then the judgment won't be so harsh. The judgment, and this is big decisions, so we've only got the Empress, which is the major arcana, so it feels like whereas last year it didn't feel a lot of life was in our hands. I feel this year it is, as in the choices that we're making. So, and karma goes both ways, you know, it can be karmic as in repeating old patterns and Groundhog Day and having to learn that lesson. And, you know, we reap what we sow, which will be in the September. Or it can be the other way, you know, that we've been conscious and good things come out of that. But yeah, so let's pull a card for the Karma card, because that's unconscious, that's going past life. Let's just see what's out of interest, what's going on, the energies going on subconsciously. And I know, you know, we're just talking about energies here, so it's just asking for a clue as to what the karmic situation is representing, so we can work with it really. Right, so we've got farm there. I'm going to have to pull some more cards. Forgiveness, I love that card. Wars and battles. So let's have a look. So I mean, we're talking about lots of people in the world, so it's not going to talk to everybody, but I'm just trying to get a sense of what it's about, the energy's about. So what we got to be, I think what we're having to be very aware of, and I'm noticing that anyway, is, you know, it says farm, but it's about animals. They've got animals here. So I think it's more about, you know, being very aware of how animals are being treated, really, and in the world, and that's all sorts of animals, from your domestic to your wild, that sort of thing. And forgiveness is playing a part this year. We've got to, you know, they're the birds of, they're the doves, they're the birds of peace, so we need to be forgiving all situations that's happening in the world, and I know that's a hard one. All the wars and battles that's going on within ourselves, as well as in the actual physical world. So maybe that's what the karma card is, you know, because it's a general reading. It's about the general energies of what's happening. So maybe that's what the karma is about, and about how people have treated animals, that sort of thing, and we're seeing the results of that, and we need to support the changes where animals are concerned, and forgiveness, I think, in our love lives, our relationships, the wars and the battles that we've had to go through, you know, they affect us. So let's see what these cards say, complementary cards. So we go back to July. So there is movement. There's some form of invitation. There's an invitation to make a decision. So you might actually receive an invitation that puts you in a spin, and then you're forced to make that decision. So I think that's what it's saying, really. And August, and it's come up with the man next to it. So you know, that male or female, but it's a male energy. It's, you know, we can be female and still be very masculine in our approach, and when we need to be softer maybe in a situation. So, and there are ways of knowing that. I will teach that in my tarot card lessons if I decide to do them. But yeah, so there's maybe this new start on a physical level isn't happening yet because of a relationship. You're waiting for somebody to make that decision, or send you this invite to talk, to discuss how to create this new beginning. And this person is a friend, so like I said, male or female, it's a friendship, and so maybe it's being delayed in August, you know, around that Mercury retrograde again, but keep heart, you know, a friendship is coming in that brings abundance. So whether you're male, female, it doesn't matter. This relationship is about building it from a friendship. So a friendship, and then see if it develops into something else. And then this takes you down a new path. So this starts to open up your new beginning on the physical level, the second half of the year, because you know that there's the sword of truth there, and so there's a new doorway, there's a new path opening up in October, which brings change. You know, it brings much wanted change, I feel, for everybody that has been quite, you know, if things have been stagnant and stuck, and it brings happiness. It's heading towards the happiness, and you know, great abundance and growth. So, and the choices that you make, you need to make the choices that are you know, that bring you happiness. And you know what brings you happiness, and that's what December will bring. So the whole thing is, the whole year is up and down, and there are challenges as in life. Really, it's about how you look at those challenges. And let's see what the Romance Angels has to say. What do we need to know concerning our love life through July to December 2016? The most important messages that complement this reading. Okay, so make the effort card has come up again, which I think was the February one. So again, you're having to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So, and this is underneath the Two of Swords. So you know you're being asked to make that effort, to make a decision, and maybe to make a commitment. Things can't happen without the commitment. If you've got one foot in and one foot out, things, you know, the universe can't move the furniture around and make things happen. So it's about making the effort in your love life. So that could be that you need to send a message to someone. Sorry, I just need some water. You need to send a message to someone. So it could be that you're needing to make that decision. And if you send that message or invitation to someone, then they respond, because you force their hand to make a decision, because you've actually, you know, sent that message. But it is about making an effort. And then the August one, it's showing a wedding. So this situation involves marriage. Now that can be anything from, you know, you're going to a wedding. So you could meet somebody at a wedding if you're going to a wedding in August. Or it could be that, you know, you're getting married yourself, or at least getting engaged if you make this effort with this person. So that could be the new beginning. So work with that. So a wedding, you know, that can also mean a long-term relationship, but some of you will be actually getting married during that month, or going to a wedding and you meet somebody, a friendship, somebody you So September, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you, and we've got it underneath the dog, which is friendship. So, you know, the signs are there just so that you slow down. Remember the Hermit throughout. you slow down and pay attention to the red flags. So you don't want to be going down the same path, because there are going to be tests, whether we like it or not. There's going to be tests, so everything's a test. And then so this pay attention to the red flags. This is some of you, not all of you, but for those that, you know, have strong codependency issues, that sort of thing, pay attention to the red flags. Unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So that will be in the month of October. So you're having to be really, really aware. So the ones that have, you know, already met somebody and they're sure about their love, then but then for November we've got chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, so that's to do with change, the new path. So you're changing your path here, you're going down a new path. So it could be a friend of a friend. So maybe that's what I said about not labelling anything. When you meet somebody, don't jump into what this actually means. So it could be that, you know, you meet somebody through, they might not be the right person. So if you pay attention to the flags and don't name it as in, oh, you know, this is my next boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, then it might be that it's a friend of theirs, because it's saying there's unrequited love there. So if that's your pattern and you know that, then you know, be very aware. But there is someone that there is chemistry, and that could be somebody around you that's already a friend, and we can miss that sometimes. So that would be in November. But there will be change about. So with this person, once you've worked it out who this person is, you know, you can, because there is chemistry and you might not have recognized it, you can start flirting and extend your light-hearted energy to others. So you'll be feeling good about yourself in the December months. So, and there's happiness there, and it's choices again. What choice are you going to make? So that's what I think, you know, trying to cover everybody's. And then we've got new love, which we did have new love back in, that's at the bottom. We did have new love in the beginning of the year. So it will vary, and energies vary anyway. So what happens in the second part of the year, for some, it might happen in the first part of the year. So, you know, that's why it's all about us taking responsibility for our own lives, and obviously it's a general reading, so it's not gonna show everything. It's not a personal reading. Let's just see what Archangel Michael would like to say. What's the most important message that we need to know for the second half of 2016, July through to December, concerning our love relationships? Ah, there you go. Your home is protected by angels. I did sense that a lot of it is to do with a home and wanting stability and putting your roots down, and of course that involves, you know, your love relationships. I think people are wanting that security and you know, their own homes, somewhere they can call home. And you know, maybe a lot of people are looking more towards getting out of the city and more into the country, being with nature more. And so Archangel Michael is saying, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door, assuring its security. Thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay my rent, mortgage or taxes. So there we go. I just feel that year 9 is about home situations and you know, long-term relationships where you can build that strong foundation. You know, we want a good foundation to build it from, so that we don't end up having to lose it all again. So I think a lot of people have lost their homes in some shape or form, and I think Archangel Michael is just trying to reassure us that, you know, our homes are protected. So that means, you know, if you haven't got the home that you want, he's saying be reassured that no one else can have that home. That home is for you. But maybe situations around that home can't be materialized just at the moment, but it seems like home life and stability and relationships around that is what a lot of people are aiming for. So I'll do if you think of the question, a question you want to ask concerning this general reading or your situation, that if it means anything to you, and then this will be your answer. What's the most important message for this second half 2016? And then just put it towards your situation, whatever the answer is that comes up. The answer's yes, but it's a yes, but not a yes with the exclamation mark. The yes with the exclamation mark is a definite yes. I just sense that it is a yes, you know, to do with your home. Your home is protected. It is a yes. What was the card underneath for Archangel Michael? I think I looked at the other one. Yeah, it's the your children are watched over by angels. Again, we've had that in the other readings. So, you know, we want a safe haven for our children, and you know, it's all about family life, stability, and feeling safe. And it's saying yes. It's just not a definite yes, because we all have free will. We all make certain choices, and then that's what the retrograde is about. When you know, maybe we made a choice, and then the universe has got to slow everything down to get you to see something, that maybe to make a different choice to get you down the right path. And that's why it's not, they can't give you a yes with an exclamation mark, but whatever question you ask, the answer is yes, but it's down to two people or other people. It just doesn't involve you, rarely does it anyway. So, but that's positive. And the other one was remain positive. So even, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to say that, oh yes, 2016 is the most perfect year, and no, it's up and down, and you know, people are making their wishes of what it is that they want in their life, what they need in their life, and then, you know, you've got to face the challenges to get in that, and that's life. That is life. And relationships are the same. But it was the Fool in the book, so, you know, going to have to take a leap of faith into the unknown, and we never know how it's going to work out. But if you pay attention to the red flags, and you know yourself and your patterns, then you'll be all right. but they're saying the answer is yes. And we're just end the reading with Whispers of Love. So what's the love message you'd like us to know for all of 2016? Because I didn't pull one for the end of the other one, so we'll go for the message of love for the whole of 2016. Oh, forgiveness. Yeah, so that goes back to, you know, all the battles that we've had. There we go. The forgiveness card has come in. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. And 9, 29, 9, 10, 11. 11 is a master number. And I think we will, you know, you see 11, 11 or a lot of 11s when you're heading towards meeting, you know, that soul heart partner that brings you the joy that you seek. And we've got to let go, because this is a mask. Looks like a mask. We've got to let the masks down. And a lot of people wear masks and plays different roles. It's about just being aware of that. And you know, you've got to forgive the people. Like I said back in July, the deception. People wear masks because that's what they learnt in their childhood. And you know, you've got to forgive them. They're not in a place where they recognise that. And most people, not everybody, you know, there are people out there that do know what they're doing and manipulate the situation, but most people are just trying to survive and get through situations. So you know, we've got two doves here, so I do feel it's about relationships, our love lives. And you know, because when you forgive in your heart, truly forgive in your heart, not from your mind, then that's, you know, that person can come in really. So the choice, we have free will, the choice as to whether we want to do that work and forgive or not. And that is when you either get that's why you get a yes like that, because of free will really. It's not a definite yes, it can't be. It's down to the individual as to, you know, whether they want to forgive. But forgiveness will move mountains, is what I'm being told. So past disappointments. And I saw something on Twitter, was it? I can't give the credits to whoever it was, I can't remember, but it was something like, if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're full of anxiety, you're living in the future. And basically we're here to live in the present, because that's where all the gifts are. All the gifts are in the present. So okay, that's the second part of 2016, and like I said, this could happen at the beginning or vice versa. It's just the overall energies for 2016. I hope it's given you some guidance, and if some of it's resonated with you, great. If it hasn't, then that's fine also. Drop it, and you know, you only take what's right for you. And think about how it is with your own situation. And so thank you for watching, and I'll be back with the January monthly reading for you. Okay, thanks again. Lots of love. Bye.